And if you thought the metagame could not develop even further, just with a few picks here and there, a few bans, you can tell these two teams have studied each other very well.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Ling first pick from the side of Seastoon. Cover your bases. We got the respect ban pick. I mean, the respect ban Bane
as
pick.
As you should.
All over the place. I mean, and if we look at both drafts, I mean, 2 assassins, we got a year ahead of us. If things continue this route right now, we have quite the year ahead of us. Kyrie on Hayabusa, I mean, he was making this work even when it wasn't meta, so I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Here we go, early aggression coming in from Fanatic Onic. They are the aggressors, they have to be, given that they are defending their title here in the mid-season cup. Looking at the rest of the lanes though, Harith versus Beatrix, Arlott versus Terizla. It's weird that in the jungle things have changed so much, but in the side lanes and even in the mid, things just seem to, like, you know, base on the past year and a half. Like, nothing has changed.
Yeah, I mean, EXP lane definitely in the tightest spot. Gold lane, we have like the Beatrix back a little bit. We have a few picks kind of leaking back in. They seem a bit more viable because at least 2 months ago, a lot of damage on a soul there. Kyrie with just feeling it out. Oh, he's back. He's back. Oh, and the knock-up from Keyboy. First blood over to Fanatic Onic.
Let it be known that not a level 4-less Hayabusa is enough to stop Fanatic Onic from drawing first blood on a gold laner. Check this out. The feint here, the basic attack, and then Keyboy with the flicker, animation cancel into the Earth Shatter. That's just
doesn't
2
get
years.
much cleaner than that.
That's 2 years worth of synergy right there.
2 years worth of synergy packed into about 10 seconds of a first blood, and I love it.
Can confirm, speaking of 10 seconds, there's about a turtle coming up soon. Lower quarter of the map. Again, I'd like to echo what Wolf said. Happy anniversary, second anniversary. The Kyrie and Coach Yeb's migration over to Indo.
2 years.
I remember MSC 2022 when Coach Yeb would deny him being part of that backstage crew for Onic, but now turtle secured by MP.
The King able to do it, followed up by the Tempest of Blades. A lot of damage on a Keyboy there. Keyboy goes down.
Quick response. Fanatic Onic now on the backside, double kill.
He pushed back to the tower though. Loopy able to take him. It's a jungle for jungle. Loopy now taking a little damage himself. See you soon, gonna back off, but that's 2 for 2.
All right, see you soon. Now showing some teeth here. Do owls have teeth?
Owls, they have beaks.
That's a scary thought, never mind. Going up head-to-head in that turtle fight, securing it, getting a couple kills on the outset as well. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's MP King who had to suffer it. Again, that shut down his streak, gave a little bit of gold extra to Fanatic Onic. But it shows that, hey, even if you did give Soul a little bit of hell early on, you have to respect the rest of our map. Again, see you soon are the Kamai champions. Oh.
Kyrie locks on. There's no escape here. The Finch Boys won't let him get away.
Anime fight.
That is the mid-sky throwing punches as he Finch poises somewhere else.
With decades worth of grudges on each other. Like,
oh, yeah.
Ancestors.
I love it. I like it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what the people have been waiting for. Keyboy gonna onward right into an implosion. Keyboy takes a lot of damage. Dude does not want to take another death here. CW drops him on Force, followed up by the feathered airstrike. That's 2 for Fanatic Onic. Raw and Boxy down.
Impressive. Lootby just straight up. Oh! And there's a Tempest of Blades. MP the King, let me finish my sentence. Lootby serving up Boxy into Fanatic Onic's circle. Now it's more of circle. No longer is this the box meta. It's all about the circle. And look at this, the smile on the young rookie's face. Can I just say I love Lootby? He redefined, he reinvigorated Fanatic Onic's playstyle.
Yeah, and I think we even saw it through their playoffs, going through some growing pains, you know, figuring some things out, testing, limit bounding, and Onic now seems to be back in their prime. And I mean, what more could you ask for? There's been this huge meta shift into the Assassins. Kyrie should be as comfortable as possible. It's almost like they were meant to come in here and just do their thing.
Destiny is what sent them here to the EWC, to MSC 2024 here in Riyadh. Quick item check. Kyrie picked up the Hunter Strike. Lootby just picked up the Thunder Belt, and that's what explains why he's just so ready to keep going, right? Has to stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks. Right?
Anime fights.
Extra stacks, right? It's extra defense. And now on the other side, as MP the King wails away at the turtle once more, they should be getting a little bit of bank as well, given that they are just down about 500 gold. Another turtle given over to the Kamai.
Another turtle, but still behind in gold. Fanatic Onic, you know, making it up in other places consistently. And, you know, first turtle, second turtle, not the end of the world as long as you're able to, you know, put pressure up in the gold lane, put pressure somewhere else. And Fanatic Onic are doing that very well.
And more than just well, I think they're doing great. They're keeping the gold lead up despite being down on objectives. Lutpi here, dueling against MP the King. Oh, he knows. That's 2 levels, man. He knows.
Yeah, he can't take it, but he can at least escape comfortably. Yeah. Should be okay. And where's Felix right now? He was hanging out up in the top side, gonna make his way back.
He's rotating.
Down. He's rotating,
up and down, up and down. And also something else to note. Trex, can you explain this to me? What's Impure Rage on a Rizzler?
Hey man, you get the big bursts, you get the combos, right? So what you hit the first skill, the boom, the swing, and then burn, and will it pair up with his with the passive from his first skill with the bleed?
Strike.
Yeah, does it pair?
And he is a mana hero. I keep forgetting that for such a chunky boy, Terizla has mana.
That's true. And a lot of them don't nowadays. Yeah. Mana's a thing of the past for a lot of heroes, man. It's all energy.
That's just how old Terizla is.
Yeah, it fits well with him.
I hate it. I hate it.
It's all part of the lore.
Take us out. Lutpi gets caught by an implosion.
Ooh, nice flicker to get away. Sorry, I'm Felix. Decides not to fully commit. See you soon, taking their time with this and not letting the gold escape them. And I think Felix rotates up this way. The reason we're seeing it is because they really want to fight for this third turtle. They want to make this be a decider. Keyboy taking a lot of damage. The bombardment connects. He flickers back, but it's not enough to get away. The dash through. Lutpi looking for an angle. Kyrie gets involved as well.
Lutpi!
Able to get the Uji. Raw finds Lutpi, Kyrie out of there. It's a 3-for-1 though. See you soon on top.
An impressive fadeaway collapse by See You Soon. Yes, they did start the fight. Now they're going to continue. Keep going,
the
MP!
Damage from MP. Sans down. Fanatic Onic getting backed into the corner.
Michael and Dino, what a beast. That is a multi-time MPL champion from Cambodia, and I love what he's doing here. I love how far he's taken this early pick. Again, that is a Ling picked up first. He's making it work. He's making it worth it.
Golly, no matter what Kyrie did, he tries to come in and save the day. He's only able to find 1 kill there. Tempest of Blades just shatters, and See You Soon is playing so tight.
I forgot how delayed that Tempest of Blades came in. I think that was key to winning that fight. He could have easily got bursted down.
Very well played, but Fanatic Onic going to try to look for a play of their own on the top side. Feathered Airstrike comes down to zone them back. They want this tower. They want to free up CW, and down comes Mon's Force.
Sorry, I'm Felix with a penalty zone into the back.
Keyboy also with the Primal Wrath, trying to get some nice damage on Asarion Felix, but the swings come in, and CW taken out from the back from MP.
Soaring in like a lethal owl, the Kamai cheer from across the world. MP the King turns that into a 2-for-4. Kyrie, the only one to get away.
What does this mean, Leo? What does this mean?
I don't know what's going on, man. I thought we were in agreement that Fanatic Onic's draft was so comfortable, that they had such a great wrap-up from early, mid to late. And here you See You Soon just flips it on a dime.
I've always been told that when you're comfortable, you're not growing, and MP takes the uncomfortable, they hit the growth, and right now they're on the rise, man. It's 26-24.
That's Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think See You Soon, man, they don't have a coach, so you gotta make sense of that. Make sense of the fact that when they're done with this game, they have to regroup. All they have are themselves, so now I guess that's why they're putting their best foot forward. Fanatic Onic down about 2,000 gold, 11-7. The map is blue. Again, when you're looking at the Hayabusa and the Ling, you agree that both of them have good mobility. They have map rotational speed. But when it comes to fighting, I think it's more all in on the Ling, and that's what makes it better for See You Soon.
And we've been seeing the way the MP has been moving around the map, the way he caught CW earlier. He just has a little more of a door into that backside, but wait a second. Boxy taking a lot of damage, catches a final slash to the face. Feathered Airstrike does come down, CW dancing around, but MP is going to find him every time. Raw finding the kill himself. With CW down, T-Boy will be the next fall. Loopy next on the chopping block. Raw finds another. That's a double kill. 3 people down. See you soon. Are taken off.
I thought it was always going to come down to MP the King's Ling with a delayed response. I thought he would always have to be fashionably late to make a difference, but no, that was a fight that they took head on with a Lord take eminent. Fanatic Onic said, you know what, let's force the fight. Let's see if they're ready to respond. And yeah, CW got the drop his Diamond Force, but he got bursted down immediately. You know what? I think what's coming into play here as well is damage coverage. Trex, look. You have magic damage coming in from Ra, and then you have all of the physical burst coming in from MP and Soul. I think that's enough already, especially since you're looking at... what was... That's all that's on Ra?
That's all Ra needs.
Just the Talisman and the Glowing Wand. What? Another fight? Kyrie!
Empty zone. Kyrie forced to dash away here, forced to use a shadow kill a little bit early. Sans unable to even hang out with the feathered airstrike. Got a wings by wings back to base. See you soon. I mean, not very often do you see Onic pushed into a corner like this.
I mean, you watch the middle of MPL Indo Season 13.
That's true.
And then that's when this would look familiar. But no, we are in the mid-season cup. This is a major international event, the peak of MLBB esports. And you're looking at the defending champions up against the corner. CW in trouble.
With the defensive Zaman's force, it's not enough to get away. A nice final slash on MP the King, but MP the King is dancing. But he's not going to be able to dance back to life. Going to be taken out raw with a lot of damage. The Nabir's passion.
Oh! Huge turnaround despite their assassin going down. 4 for 2. 4 for 2. Gila
Sans not going to be able to get away from this. The implosion comes in and the snipe shot. Double kill. And the base will fall next. See you soon. We'll take game number 1. What an upset.
No one expected this much, at least not this quick, not this fast, not this decisive. The first 5 minutes, I'll tell you here now, Trex, I'll tell y'all folks, looked pretty down the wire, but as soon as they figured out the tempo, as soon as they figured out how MP the King should be coming in, Fanatic Onic never got to come back anymore.
I mean, yeah, once MP got online, once we saw C-Dub go down once or twice, I think it was just kind of, they got their groove, man. They got no coach on their back. They're free right now. They're birds. They're owls.
State of flow. That's all it is. The Kamai champions draw first blood. Let's throw it over to the analysts. Try and make sense of this. Make sense of this, please.
Trust me, folks, if you want me to make sense of this, I might say maybe we thought the coach is better or not. Like, maybe you don't overthink it, but we got to talk about how in this game, MP the King, what an absolute beast.
I'm telling you, this is See You Soon Unchained, right?
Yeah.
They're not held back by absolutely anything anymore. They're allowed to make crazy plays, and so far, they look, I wouldn't even say the most polished in the world, but their mechanics are top-notch, and I think that's where Fnatic really started to drop off here, because a lot of these abilities are starting on the whiff. We saw a failed flicker from Keyboy. We've seen 2 failed final slashes coming in from Lupti as well, and forced quad shadows out of Kyrie.
Man, you can make a soul mixtape out of this. The way that he escapes Kyrie and death so many times with just a pixel. I mean, he will miss the shot, but Kyrie wasn't able to find the proper runway to eventually pop the ultimate onto Soul. And not only that, Solo has been outplaying CW, outranging him, just making sure the dash was so on point. It's just, we're talking about a matter of pixels here, where he's able to cheat death and eventually just only die once in this entirety. I mean, Beatrix going up against mobile heroes, against Farsa, against Hayabusa, against Arlott. That's crazy.
11-minute match. A few things to talk about. See you soon. However, they've been training all this while. It's really showing dividends, because again, the way that they move as a team shows the level of chemistry that they have as a team. MP the King has the highest goal per minute. Ra has the highest damage output of this game. A few reactions that I want from you guys. We're looking at the meta coming in from MSC. Harv has not been looking good. Is this where Harv is actually falling off?
Oh, I don't think Harith is falling off just yet, but I do think that a lot of it just comes down to whether or not he gets the Holy Crystal on time. And I think, unfortunately, with I think it was one big tempo breaker around the 7th minute of the match. Actually, he's playing right now, is where we do see him actually like, man, I don't have the Holy Crystal. I'm just a sliver of damage off from actually killing the Beatrix, but our major problem is the fact that he had so much to kind of plow through, whether it be through, oh no, I gotta dodge the Blade of Tempest, I gotta dodge the Implosion as well.
Yeah, I don't think that it's Harris' fault that the entirety of Onic actually lost this match. I think it's just he was countered. You can see that the Beatrix is a direct answer, not the Harith. Not because he actually kills the Harith, but because the Harith cannot reach him. It's a matter of range at this point. And there was also this problem of the Tigreal, which is not not a direct answer to the Harith, but a problem nonetheless. So if you combine the Teresa as well as the Tigreal, that's 2 stuns that you have to use Purify on or try to dodge, which eventually CW had a lot of problems facing with. And not only that, Harith as well as Hayabusa, I would say that it's kind of greedy because they both need farm.
A few things that I do have to know. Looking back into the game, CW on the Harith took a lot of damage, and even though Wolf said doesn't necessarily kill the Harith, but everyone coming in from See You Soon, they're very good targeted. They're making sure that CW takes more damage than he can actually dish out. And the thing as well that I do want to say is that MP the King's performance really cleans up well what See You Soon is trying to do, where they're trying to bait out skills, they're trying to dish out damage, and then MP the King's like, okay, everything's done, all the CC chains shenanigans is out, now I'm coming in. We got to talk about the storyline now, because now life has been breathed into See You Soon.
Yeah.
And now Fanatic Onic, they got to worry, because if they lose 0-2 here, there's a chance that they might not make it, because if they lose 0-2 to SRG as well, that's it, lights out.
Honestly, this really shakes up the current group, right? Just this one singular win coming in from See You Soon. And hopefully, this might just be the ultimate comeback story of a lifetime from See You Soon. No coaching staff, has penalty bans, and is still able to 2-0? Come on.
Come on.
We're going to talk more about this because we're going to look at our Sony match MVP. It's going to be MP the King. So while we're looking at the highlights, gentlemen, let's talk about this. What did See You Soon do so well in this match?
Well, I think that See You Soon target acquisition is on top of the list, right? Because every single time they go into these fights, well, as I like to call it, they're very together.
Yeah, and also MP the King, there was a time where we were wondering, why is Soria and Felix up top when the Arlet was just farming on the bottom lane? It turns out he was actually giving farm to MP the King. And MP the King had so much, eventually when he turned out the fight at 6 minutes, he's had enough damage to be a problem because he's given some time farming in the lanes. Soria and Felix already has got about 200 gold above the Arlet, so he's already okay. Like, I'm a Terizla, all I need to do is get my first and second item, I'm already okay. And then he gave the farm priority now to MP the King.
Personally, for me, I think when we're talking about Cambodia, one thing that I left the biggest impression that was left on me after the previous MSC was that Ling players in Cambodia are kind of gross. So the fact that MP the King is here, can you imagine the environment that he had to play through in ranked games?
Let me just say as well, I forgot what I was about to say.
They hit you. See You Soon. They just hit that fast.
They just hit you that fast.
That's how fast it is.
And
what was I about to say? I swear I had something.
It's probably adaptation coming in from Fnatic. Because I do think that it's a little well, honestly, it did feel like they had their coach there technically. That wasn't that bad from season 2.
That's what I was about to say. The draft, we have to come back into draft. That was amazing because look at the final 2 bans. It was the Kadita as well as the Guinevere. So I would say the first 3 picks, they already know it's going to be a Beatrix. So again, it looks like they had a system going into the draft and the system works.
Yeah, the system works. They're very comfortable with it. I think comfort plays a lot in this particular matchup. But like I said, when you don't have a coach, when you're just up to yourselves, when you're as players, typically the generic answer is you just don't overthink stuff. You make sure that you get your good heroes. You pick up the Tigreal and then you're okay because Tigreal answers assassins most of the time. You pick up the Beatrix because you know that it naturally naturally wins over the Harith, not in a way that it kills the Harith, but it wins the farming battle.
It means the Harith doesn't win.
That's right. I like this Turismo plus Link combo. This is one of my favorites. And also, I have always been saying to some of the players that maybe the substitute to the Ruby Gold, instead of picking up another like a Chi-Chi Gold lane or CC Gold lane, is pick up the Beatrix because it does the job. What it does is it clears the wave. You survive by just shoving the wave. You're allergic to minions, and when you're just hugging your turrets, you're technically okay.
It's the Uranus of the gold lane.
Yeah,
you're just
pretty much.
sandbagging your opponent.
Yeah.
You don't need to win. You just need to go even.
Yeah, just clear the waves. I go to another lane. I go to the safety of my teammates. Haha, you try to dive me. I'm okay.
So it's one of those heroes. As long as I don't lose,
Exactly.
I win.
Exactly.
Right? We have heroes like the Aldos, like honestly now even the Xavier. As long as I don't lose, I'm winning.
Yeah, I fairly remember in day one when we were casting, when I kind of guessed the Beatrix when we picked up. Mirko eventually, you know, almost automatically asked me off cam and when we were on broadcast, Beatrix is a means to an end kind of hero. Because when you pick up the assassin, you want your side lanes to be kind of stabilized. You pick up Therese on the other side, you pick up the Beatrix on the other side, you don't have to worry about the lanes anymore. Like, nobody's appearing on the map because they're allergic to minions.
Yeah, with that being said, we got to talk about game number 2 here. Because see you soon. They're one game away of really making sure that they survive this. And Fanatic Onic, like, let's be real here. They're champions of MPL Indonesia for like, what, 4 times in a row now? So
yeah, for Pete.
For Pete. So at this point, they must have something. The question is, what else do they have?
Well, personally for me, I think that why CU Soon is a difficult team to actually play against is because they're very fluid with their emotions, right?
Yeah.
And that's very similar to how actually Fanatic Onic plays when they're in MPL ID and even internationals. That's what makes them so exciting to watch, because you never know when the next play is actually going to happen. And I think with very similar styles, it really just boils down to who can get the better execution. That's why when we saw Fanatic Onic walk in away and come back to their seats, it's not like, oh, I'm sad about that game. It's more so of like, we played a little bad, we can do better.
One other thing that I do want to point out, now I remember the other thing that I wanted to say.
Perfect.
Rarely do we see Farsa getting punished.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, in a meta where there's Beatrix, Yuzong, Ling, Julian, people that can dive in the backline, Farsas look like they're untouchable. This is one of the rare situations where it's Sans on the Farsa, and Sans gets countered by this Ling. Like, we rarely see this happening.
Yeah, I totally understand why the Farsa was picked up. It was going up against Valentina, good combo with the Edith. To be fair, Sans, this is one of his favorite heroes. True. I think the main problem here is that, and this is a hot take by the way, that first phase picked Hayabusa together with the Harith is Fanatic Onic maybe underestimating their opponents, you know? Because you revealed your Hayabusa very early. And surely you have 2 bans, but it gets countered by the Tigreal. At the same time, you reveal that your Harith is that this is your core duo. Like, you have the Harith as well as the Hayabusa. It gives so much information to the opposing team. And I'm sure that Fanatic Onic have gotten away with that kind of draft before, but this is MSC, this is group stage of the MSC, of the big tournament. They're going up against champions. The hot take is, I think they have underestimated the prowess of their opponents.
I think, personally, that Coach Yeb is going to revoke Kyrie's assassin card this time around. They're going to have to follow his orders here, because I do feel that, like, to a certain degree, yes, they did underestimate them, and it's like, oh, Kyrie, what would you like to play this time around? He's like, give me the Hayabusa right here, right now, in first rotation. I can make it work. And now, that's revoked.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine if there will be a little bit change up. Perhaps they...
Are you on the Yomord?
No, they pick up Edith, right? And then they eventually got the Arlott anyways. Yeah. Which was last pick. Had they gotten that earlier on, like, it's a flex here. You don't know Arlott or Edith where those two are going. Pick up the Farsa, and then last pick whatever, right? If they pick up Tigreal, just pick up a utility jungler for Kyrie. So that game matchup against Ling. Eventually pick up the Julian, right? So, honestly, it's like it's not that they have slipped with their draft. It's just like, it felt like they felt overly confident showing their hand as early as the first phase pick, just because they essentially don't have an opponent in that drafting stage because there are no coaches.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Something's going right with CU soon right now.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah, right? I
Yes.
think that at this point,
Yes.
the coaching staff is just like, hand one singular post-it note. Here's the process. Here's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
recipe, Put it together.
Here's your flowchart. If this gets picked, this is how you answer. I love it.
Honestly, it's looking good because it looks very effective up until the bans, making sure that their draft does not get countered. And to the fact that you guys were talking about, they were able to counter Fnatic Onic's draft. So coming into game number 2 here, do you respect the Ling or do you let it go and try to fight back with the Julian?
I want to fight back with the Julian.
Fight back with the
absolutely.
Julian?
I understand why the Hayabusa was picked up. It's decent matchup against the Ling. It's not a direct counter, but again, and also this is Kari Hayabusa, which we know that he can turn things around. However, I feel that the Julian makes a lot of sense because Valentina hates playing against the Julian. Also, Ling hates playing against the Julian. At the same time, you farm so fast. Even Terizla doesn't feel very comfortable when there's a Julian around because of the mixture of physical and magic damage to with your side laners. But maybe because they already picked the Harith, they didn't feel comfortable picking up the Julian to go with it.
I suppose, but I also think that it could be just an ego thing, right?
Yeah,
I think
400%.
I mean, there's a lot of moments in this game that we would have expected, like, yes, Beatrix, she's allergic to ingredients, you know, I clear it fast, but then that's when you expect to see the full dive coming up from Kyrie at some point. We didn't see that, right? We saw him consistently trying to match up against MP the King in these types of 1v1s. But now, since we're in the drafting phase, looks like see you soon back on blue side.
So they do have the advantage where they can pick up the Ling once again, unless Fnatic Onic bans it out. For now, see you soon. They ban out the Moskov. Not really on Fnatic Onic. You know what? They respect it. No more Ling this time. Will they open up the Bane? And see you soon. Will they ban out the Louis again?
Yes. Especially because maybe they will force Fnatic Onic to ban that anyways. Maybe give up the Bane ban because the Ling was already banned by Fnatic Onic. What they can do is to just get the Valentino off maybe, or maybe a Fanny because they don't want to see they want to see carry on Fanny. There it is.
I mean, see you soon have just been like making sure that Fnatic doesn't go too out of the ordinary, right? With some of their weirder picks, or at the very least, some of their like key counter strategies that they have.
Yeah.
So now, honestly, with the Fanny as well as the Moskov getting banned here, See You Soon really has their draft opened up. The chip has to be banned. I feel like Fnatic Onic, is this a way that See You Soon kind of gets inside the head of Fnatic Onic? Because they're like, first game we banned Louis, that means we don't want the Louis. So maybe then Fnatic Onic's like, okay, if we let go of the Louis, they won't pick it up, right? Right? So, okay, but
they do go on.
Okay, yeah, I'm overthinking it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's see you soon. Their aggression and their raw mechanics is what brought them here in the first place.
Yeah.
They're going to lean into those two attributes to get them over this finish line.
I think Fnatic Onic will want to ban the Roger instead of the Harith, just because they know we have figured out that Harith is manageable. Roger is also manageable, but at the same time it's a flex pick, and we know that the nature of MP the King, he's more than willing. He's gonna be more than willing to pick that hero up. So Roger ban makes a lot more sense here. Apart from that, maybe okay, never mind. So it's Roger first pick, right?
We're overthinking it.
I think this is interesting because now the angle does come over to see you soon. It's like, hey, you could pick the Roger, and yes, it can be flexed over, but I think that Fnatic Onic is very happy if MP the King does pick up the Roger itself, and then you go into something more utility.
Yeah, pick up a Baksha, for example, for carry, which we know that the entirety of Fnatic Onic as a team knows how to counter. There is going to be the Roger pickup, and Fnatic Onic typically answer this with Edith, as well as the Valentina, but the farm is an option. I'm curious to see if that will be the choice here for Fnatic Onic, especially because the Valentina is open. So they immediately pick up the Claude. And Edith, perhaps? Oh, the Valentina. Okay.
Okay, Valentina first. They're going to give the Edith over to see you soon. That's under the assumption that they actually want to take it.
Yeah.
But then again, I think there are certain conditions that need to be met. I think that even MP the King is thinking about what type of jungler he needs at this point of time, because everything is still up in the air.
If there is the Valentina, maybe... Okay, this is weird, but maybe Bane Faramis for See You Soon, just because...
I'm okay with it.
What you actually give is the ultimate from the Faramis, right? And if Valentina, if Sans copies that, Then you have the deadly catch to kind of counter it, right? So, but instead, nah, it's different. It's a Vexana and a Terizla.
Interesting.
Very standard. Yeah.
It is standard, but at the same time, it's making the question of like, can Terizla has been shown many times by the side of CU Soon, right? At this point, is it at a counterroll point of attack for Fnatic? Because I'm looking like go on to the export, right?
Yeah.
Really dominate this matchup. Maybe okay, probably the Lapu Lapu as well, just to have some backline access.
Yeah.
Raw.
Or a Dragon right now. Yu Zhong looks really good for Fanatic Onic. That's the thing with Terizla, right? It doesn't. Well, when it comes to Yu Zhong versus Terizla, I would say that's almost a 50-50 skills matchup.
Yep.
At the same time, I think Terizla just is comfortable with any kind of draft. Fanatic Onic are going for Protect 1. They're picking up the Grok this time so that they can protect this Claw no matter what. They will ban the Edith afterwards. Despite them having access to the Valentina, they're not that comfortable facing the Edith.
Rather interesting. It feels like this might have been a little preemptive for Keyboy to actually get his hands on this Grok, because again, it's not like there's a lot of information to work off of CU Soon. So this is definitely Fnatic Onic kind of hunkering down to their own strategy rather than responding like in game number 1.
With that Grok pick, they have forfeited their access to the Yu Zhong as CU Soon immediately bans that hero. Maybe the Lapu Lapu could be also another point of consideration for CU Soon as the ban for Loot P. And there's the Bane. I really like that ban. We did say that the Bane Faramis could be there for CU Soon, but the Bane was left open with the Vexana being up. I wonder if Fnatic Onic are going to consider getting a sustain hero for Loot P, which we know that he really likes to play somewhere along the lines of a Barret's perhaps. Yeah. Or I don't know if Uranus is a hero that they like, but that's also a hero that you consider. Or Loot P. Or maybe a Benedetta, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking that no matter what, worst comes to worst, Benedetta is just the Swiss.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, you know. But now we see the Nolan, it gets banned out for the side of CU Soon. It begs the question, right? Whether or not Kyrie is actually going to get an assassin this time out.
Yeah, I think you last pick the Kyrie hero. Get the Benedetta now if you're Fnatic Onic. You're okay with that.
Or even an X-Borg.
X-Borg, yeah, it's a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Wherein, yeah, you have a decent answer to the Terizla. The poke coming from Vexana will be an issue. That's why I feel like Benedetta makes a lot of sense. Or maybe just go to a Paquito, wherein you can make the plays around with your team. You have the Grok to go in. You have the Paquito as your second unit. Definitely a one-shot hero for the Roger if you play it correctly. They go Arlott instead. Okay.
Oh
man, Terizla was known to be the traditional answer to the Arlott lane, so
yeah.
Because it used to be just too thick to deal with, right? You don't have that raw level of damage unless you like commit to something crazy like a lethal ignition, for an example. But I don't know. I think this one it's starting to look very similar to game number 1. It's kind of dependent on what the jungle pick here is for Kyrie, but we'll see once CU Soon complete their composition, and I'm liking it, right? The carry, making sure that their frontliners don't get that much space. But more importantly, I think that even Keyboy sees the opportunity. This might be his moment.
Yeah. Kyrie Ruby looks good for CU Soon. Another hero. You kind of need a knock-up. Edith is already banned, so they go Kaja. But they're very brave because there's a Valentina on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Okay, so you assassins are kind of iffy now for the side of Fnatic Onic. But you don't want to go Fredrin and going up against the...
Right, with the carry. The carry is such a big deterrent. I think as long as it has iframes, I suppose.
I think you're left with Alpha or Julian, I would say, for Fnatic Onic. Alpha is decent. A little bit of a fighter in there. Yeah, you don't want to go Barretts against Gary Roger. That's death sentence for you. I think you're left with Julian, honestly, for Fnatic Onic. Or, come on, let's pick up the Lancelot for all time's sake.
For all time's sake.
Gotta go back, Chef.
Okay. Well, looking at the drafts here, all 10 heroes have been picked up. I gotta say, CU Soon, I feel like this is a very comfortable draft for them. For Fnatic Onic, this is more of a draft that we've seen in previous patches. Now, I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure the casters didn't expect what happened in game number 1. But casters, prepare to be surprised, because I'm gonna throw it over to you guys again. Here you go.
No matter how prepared we are, given what happened in game 1, there really is no precedent. There really is no way to say we're ready for what comes. But then again, here's game 2. Fanatic Onic versus See You Soon. Trex and Leo at your service. 11 minutes and a half. That's all it took for game 1 to happen. What do you expect here?
I mean, just like wild card, it's still continuing in group stage. You have to expect the unexpected. And right now, that's exactly where we're at. 11 minutes. We just saw Falcon get beat in 11 minutes. What does this mean? What alternate dimension, what multiverse have we dropped into? But right now, See You Soon is sitting at the top of that multiverse. Fanatic Onic, they pick up the Basha on Kyrie. A savory pick for them.
Don't remind everybody.
Up against the Kaja.
It's barely been 6 months, man.
Too early?
Too soon even. Too soon, even after another championship. Here we go, one more look at the emblems. Again, folks, do note the Impure Rage on Sorian Felix, which did so well for him in game number 1. I respect it now. I actually like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely spicy. It's definitely something that they showed worked before. How do we feel about this gold lane? We have the carry. How do we think it's going to man up? Is it going to be able to play the distance? Is it going to scale? You know, what are our thoughts?
That's a classic KK combo, man. Carry and Kaja. Mid-game, you just pull on someone, burst them down with true damage. It makes sense, and what I love about it so much is the fact that it's a mobile fighting unit. Like, that's what See You Soon is. Like, they just pick off one, da-da-da-da-da-da, jump in, kill another, da-da-da-da-da-da, and then you have the Teresa to cut right through. As for the other hand, Fanatic Onic, yeah, it's very reminiscent of the kind of lineups they played in M5, but just the same, I think it's a safer box for them. That's one thing I can say. Oh, here we go, up top.
A little bit of damage onto Felix. Felix gets terrified, might not be able to get away from this one, tries to use the flicker, but still brought down. MP the King, though, with the Lycan Pounce, able to pick up Luffy. It's a 1-for-1 EXP for EXP.
Yep, in the purest form. Down bottom, though, CW asserting dominance against Soul.
Oh.
Now Soul throwing out the light wheel. Lets it go, turtle spawned, upper quarter.
Soul's got soul, man. He's willing to get in the box with CW, willing to get in the ring right now. Ding, ding. And it's going back and forth. I feel like this matchup here is definitely, it's a lot of mechanics. It's not, no one just completely dominates the other.
But if you ask me, I'd say Soul is a lightweight in the early. Oh no, Kyrie secures the turtle. Fight's already begun. Flicker out by Boxy. Purple secured by MP. They disengage. I was saying Soul is a lightweight, while CW on the Claude is a featherweight. Because again, like you have the basics on carry dealing more damage the more you duel with it, right? But you do have the mobility advantage on CW. That's one thing he has.
So a lot of things to say. I love how Onic, they were ready to kind of go for that purple after the turtle. Instinct told them, but then they saw it got taken. They decided to back off. Now Boxy takes a lot of damage and responded with the Eternal Guardian and MP the King trying to lock down onto Kyrie. Kyrie might not be able to get away with this. All it takes is one Lycan Pounce. And Kyrie down, man down. Up at the top side. Felix up against Lupi. Nothing too major, though.
All right, forcing responses from the EXP lane. I love that engagement, that counter engage by See You Soon down bottom. It was a perfectly placed Eternal Guard by Ra, by the way, which we did not talk about much. We did not talk about this command. Oh, Boxy!
Boxy down. Now it's 2-2. 9.4 to 9.4. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah, no, Ra has such great game sense, and we didn't really talk about him. Final slash by Lupi!
They don't want to let you talk, man. Sans now trying to get engaged as well. Sorry, I'm Felix. Trying to kind of kite back a little bit, taking a little bit too much damage. Should be okay. Kyrie playing the distance, looking for the engage.
I'd rather have it this way. Them keeping going, keeping fighting, because this is how Fnatic Onic gets ahead, right? They're about 400, 300 gold up, and a game of inches is what you got to do against a team like See You Soon, because the Kamai, they're so good at forcing fights, maybe only second to how then their prime in M5 ECA does so. Divide Gaming, I don't know what the equivalent is in the Kamai language, but maybe their local Homoy Mao, you know, like they just cheer on, fighting, forward, CW, dueling against Soul, the flicker!
The flicker, and he gets it! Soul, the lightweight, up against the feather with a knockout punch, but now Soul in a little bit of trouble. Kibo able to find him. The power of nature. Eternal Guardian lands on top of Sans. Sans taken out from MB the King. Now it's Kyrie up against 4. Lupi with his back tries to dash in, tries to do something. Is it going to be enough? MB the King still chasing down Kyrie. Can he get the final hit? One more to do with the mega kill, and now Loopy on the run as well. Boxy versus Loopy. 1v1, MP on top, looking for Keyboy as well. See you soon. Bouncing back, Fanatic Onic still holding. We're holding the goal lead, but it's gone now.
Michael, somebody's got to stop Michael. He's at 5-0 now. 5-0 even before 5 minutes, and they're going to take this turtle. Now Fanatic Onic and See You Soon are a major objective apiece. Let's watch that again. It took a while for MP the King to finally get the kills in the back line, right? Kyrie got away. That's a dive in by Lutpi. Oh, an amazing final slash, dare I say. If only, Trex, would you agree with me? If there was a wild charge in Keyboy, that would have looked very, very different.
Very, very, very different. But See You Soon is willing to flip the coin, take the 50-50. And, you know, we saw the items a minute ago, and it looked like MP the King was holding a strong lead over Kyrie, and now it's going to be even more. And what do you do when you have Roger on the field? You feed Roger. 5-0 right now.
And it looks like Fanatic Onic, I don't know if by purpose, if on purpose, or just by their rotations naturally, they're starting to avoid MP the King. I think given how he performed in game 1, much respect, that's the Ling, he can catch you. But as a Roger, it's kind of hard to, on purpose, run away from the Roger. And Lutpi doing his best to defend his lane away, I think that is one good way of looking at it if you're a Fanatic Onic fan. If you're a Sonic at that, at least there's no major objectives on the map, like permanent objective that's taken away, right? No good conversions yet.
It's true. Look for a conversion now, though. Judgment followed up by the penalty zone and Eternal Guardian, just to make sure Keyboy doesn't come back from it. 3 ults, a lot of utilities. Can they translate it into something else?
This is dangerous for See You Soon. They spent so much greens on taking down Keyboy without any real objective to take from that. No real conversion, because that's a roamer. He'll be back in about, there you go, a jiffy, as the kids call it. He's back right now, and okay, luckily enough, Soul does take this tier 1 down bottom, shrinking the map just a wee bit for CW. Luckily, he is a very mobile marksman.
Yeah, this is true, but also Soul now gonna maybe be able to pivot over to the mid, pivot over to the top, and that's one more hero to get involved in these fights. And this is looking similar to last time. Luckily, See You Soon hasn't escaped too far yet. Fanatic Onic need to start contesting, need to start finding some movement on the map, and this could be it. Able to find MP the King up in the top side. Loopy able to get the kill, and that's going to kind of help set the pace back for Onic.
Uncharacteristic for MP the King to have overstayed his welcome, did not see it coming. Kyrie and Lutpi, that's a lot of damage between the both of them. Keyboy here with the conceal play, looking for a target. Checks into the bush, spotted already. See You Soon can't do nothing but watch. Fanatic Onic taking the last turtle.
All right, 3 turtles down. Next up, gonna be Lord. Fanatic Onic back in the lead with gold, and they're looking for this mid-tier 3. Sorry, I'm Felix, just trying to clear the minions. Keyboy with a nice wild charge. Sauce with the IMU, Pauline Boxy back with his own skill. Whoa. Nice final slash onto Soul and Felix, but Fanatic Onic decide to back off.
Amazing how the champions of MPL Indo for 2 years now, back to back, did I say that enough times? Are able to find a small opening and turn it into a gaping hole in their enemy strategy. And just like that, after that pick off of MP the King up top, suddenly they're in control. Trex, how do they do this? Look at this now. They're about 1,000 ahead, maybe a change. And now See You Soon is the ones avoiding them. See You Soon running away.
You know, and I've been trying to see where all the gold is going for Onic, and it looks like it's all going to CW, because Kyrie, he's still behind MP the King a large amount. When we take a look at Loopy, we take a look at CW, they're the ones who are getting all the gains right now.
And Loopy has been pulling the trigger on the final slash so perfectly. Picture perfect, frame per frame. Like, he gets 3 or 4 people minimum. Almost every single huge engage. And how does See You Soon answer that? I'd say maybe 1. Send Sorian Felix first. It's so hard to start with Boxy, because as soon as the Kaja dies, that's not the kind of roamer you can afford to lose, right? Not like a Grok, not like a Minotaur sometimes. It's okay. A Kaja, you got to protect very well. Now, they're looking to be on the aggressive side.
Be able to grab Keyboy, a lot of damage. Raw able to pick up the kill, but once again, it's 3 ults down for that kill. Looking very similar to last time. They're going to try to convert into another tower, tier 3. Not minions to push, though.
Gila Sans able to defend single-handedly. That was 3 or 4 members of See You Soon. He just said, you know, let's clear the wave. That takes a different kind of player. That's mechanical confidence here. Lord has spawned in the bottom quarter, and there's a push by CW up top. I mean, it's fair to say now that the map has shrunk for both gold laners. Can I just say Soul has been taking it a little slow? He's slowed down, ramping up in the late game.
Yeah, he's going to need a little bit of time. He just and also, they don't have a big CC. Like you mentioned, the Kaja carry, right? It's felt more like Kaja MP instead of, you know, Kaja and Soul. So I think if Soul can kind of get in here, start to find some angles, there's still some room for him. And because it's only 10 minutes, like we could still see him pop off. They're going to try to lock on Asari and Felix. So Sans with the Divine Judgment, the IMU, he's able to flicker back. But Loopy still finds the kill. Kyrie finds Sari on Felix. And now Loopy going mayhem in the back zone. MP the King getting pushed back. The Eternal Guardian comes down. But it's more as a maneuver to keep Onic at bay. And Sans falls. MP the King picks up the kill. Now it's on to the Lord, conceal play, Raw, looking for something, Blaze Duet comes in, pushing Boxy back to the final slash. Members of See You Soon are falling, MP the King will be the next 3 members down. It's a 3-for-1, and a Lord over to Onic.
And just as quickly as See You Soon calls the play, Boxy comes in with the conceal. Fnatic Onic make him regret that. Starting with a blazing duet, eventually into the collapse, and Kyrie keeping his finger just a nano-inch away from the retribution. A clean take, a Lord secured here for Fnatic Onic, which allows them to maintain this. I didn't expect it to be this wide, honestly. We expect 5 or 6K, you know, but 3K now between 2 very closely equal opponents is, might as well be a light year.
Yeah, and so here's the thing though, with Onic having this lead, See You Soon, what is the answer, right? We talked about Soul not being as involved. Why do we think that is? Has he just not been able to get up close and personal? Sans has been doing a great job with the Divine Judgment. What's the deal?
Number 1, quit falling for the Keyboy trap. Keyboy has been making his life worth so much more than all of these ults. So maybe stop at that. Next is focus on defending. See You Soon's turret defense, high ground defense isn't the best. They're very high committal. So if they're able to keep their inhibitors, that's a good step towards the right direction. So now that maybe they can leave their base, maybe just try to secure their buffs, that's one step. Another is to, focus on Soul. How do you activate Soul, man? They really only have one way of peeling. Oh, wild charge from Keyboy.
Charge, followed up by Loopy, and look at Kyrie taking the back route. CW to the backside with a blazing duet. Melting down, Boxing the King, the immortality pops. The Terrify onto Sarli on Felix, and Kyrie now is on the chopping block to turn around. MP the King, sorry on Felix with the flicker, looking for Sans. Sans dances around, maneuvers, able to just get away, but MP the King wants more. Moving on to CW, one more shot, and he finds it. It's 3 men down for Fnatic Onic. The coin's been flipped, and See You Soon's on top.
Whoa. MP the King still deep behind enemy lines. Son!
The dance back, the Terrify. MP, is he gonna re-engage here?
Forcing the winner crown trigger. Sans still alive. Keyboy keeping up a barrier. The enforcer to his mid laner, his core. Interestingly enough, See You Soon. Again, the coin flip. Suddenly, they're up 1,000 gold now. And the map belongs to them too. It's all blue.
What happened here? Boxy the King immortality pops. Look at MP reverting back. Gets a couple free shots on the Kyrie. And then he knows it's on. Once he gets one, it's back to back.
I see now. Eventually, what would be MP the King cleaning up the jungle, forcing the response from Keyboy and Sans to play defensively. What happened there was those walls in the orange side jungle of See You Soon acted as the aforementioned lack of peel. Fnatic Onic can't just get a beeline towards Ra, towards Soul, even towards MP the King, who had to, double back and then consider the re-engage. Those walls were what acted as what a Minotaur, what a Grok would be for See You Soon's lineup. And they're cheating death already by playing so soft. Now Boxy the King looking for targets. Y-Bush controlled by Fnatic Onic. All right.
I thought he was about to use it on Keyboy again. I was like, don't do it, bro.
Again, right?
He's learning.
Okay, so far so good here. Again, barely 1,000 between these two teams. I wonder how far that last engage, that team fight win for See You Soon went for Soul. Because again, eyes are on Soul, man. Eyes are on this import from the Philippines that really didn't get much play in MPL PH, but won a championship in his debut in MPL KH.
All right, Fnatic Onic use up the conceal to gain some ground over this Lord Pit, but here comes the penalty zone. Tied up with the flicker, MP the King still holding down the distance, waiting for Soul to possibly engage here. Onic taking it slow. Siren Felix takes a lot of damage. MP the King walks right into a final slash. Soul now with Speedy Light Wheel getting a couple shots on, but takes a couple shots back. Brought down to about half health. See you soon back off, but they push Onic away.
Masterful retreat by Fanatic Onic. That is exactly how you de-escalate a team fight coming in from a very aggressive team such as See You Soon. My favorite part was the final slash response. Like usually you want to use that to put him closer into where your skills would hit, but again, shows you the level of communication that Fanatic Onic has with their rookie XP laner, one of the most mechanically gifted players out of MPLID right now. Lutpi says, you know what, guys? It's okay. You can go back. I got you.
He gave him a little backhand real quick, you know?
Front hand,
Stop.
backhand.
Front hand, backhand, real fast. And just let him know.
Oh, Kyrie, this bush, very familiar. Keeps it under control. The conceal play.
And it looks just like last fight. We're gonna come back to the mid, push you out of this bush. Boxy the King, though, finally finds someone important, and Loopy goes down. Keyboy brought down to about half health. Sands on the run as well. Soul finally with Speedy Light Wheel. MP the King, look for the dive in. Kyrie goes down.
That's a revenge strike. Damage MP dueling with CW.
Back to the
underneath tier
purple.
2. Fanatic Onic down 2 men. Already a big win for the Khmer.
And now they're gonna move on to this Lord. See you soon. Take the win on that one. 27 seconds on the clock for Kyrie. 15 for Loopy. And Fanatic Onic can't do a thing about it.
Wow. For all the boxing fans out there, I'd give the first and second round over to Fanatic Onic. But in the third, See You Soon might just find the knockout.
It's not about how hard you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up.
I like how you doubled down but still figured it out, because that's exactly what See You Soon is going through right now. They may have had to learn the lesson the hard way in the first 2 phases of the game, but in the late, they figured it out. Hey, this is the way. As the Mandalorians say, this is the way. Don't fall for Keyboy. Get the DJ on someone that matters. And when Fanatic Onic does the 2-step, don't fall for it. Find another engage. Don't waste your ults. Now the Lord gonna knock into the mid.
All right, watch for Felix. He's got the penalty zone ready to go. Conceal play comes in as well. Felix able to jump in, get a nice penalty zone onto C-Dub. Sans, along with the rest of the team. Kyrie taking way too much damage, and MP finds the kill. Loopy's next on the block. The base is at 20%. Bring it down more. CW trying to clear things up with a blazing duet. Raw brought down low, but the base drops. And Onic dropped with it. See you soon with the biggest upset in Group B.
We are but at the halfway point of today's broadcast, and already a huge upset. The tournament favorites, the defending champions, Fanatic Onic, suffer a loss